Hello, I'm Ariana. If you're new here, if you're not, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the makeup breakdown, where I break down makeup looks from Pinterest, from the internet, from pop culture, and teach you how to recreate it because it's so much easier than you think. This is the inspiration for today. I wanted to do some color. I feel like the last couple looks I've done were very neutral, very not natural, but very neutral. So we're getting into this beautiful, really like stunning blue cut crease, but it's also like not a solid blue cut crease. It's kind of like a gradient, so much easier than you think. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the palettes that we're using today, since we are going for a little bit of color, is going to be these two ColourPop palettes. So this one is the Going Coconuts palette. I am not sure if they still sell this, but I think they do have a version of it. So this is going to be my neutrals for the cut crease, the transition shades, and everything that isn't the blue. And then this is a On Cloud blue palette. This one will be the two blues that I need. Again, I don't think that they sell these anymore. I actually got it in a 4-pack or something with a bunch of other different colored palettes. I have 5 or 6 of them. I think it was a 6-pack. But they do still have these 9-pan eyeshadow palettes in different colors if you're interested in getting them. Or if color is not something that you really go for, but it's more of like a sometime thing, I would recommend getting just a colorful palette so that you can just reach for the one palette when you're ready. But let's see if we can recreate this look. So I do already have eyeshadow primer on. I use the P. Louise base, but you can use concealer. I am just trying to pull up the inspiration. Also want to mention that you can use these techniques for all of these breakdown looks with any color combination. So you do not have to go for a blue cut crease, but you can definitely make this neutral. My goal for this series was to combine a challenge with a tutorial. So here we are. So with that being said, I'm also going to be very picky with the way that I create these looks because I want it to literally copy and paste the inspiration. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go in with my transition shade, and I'm mixing these 3 light brown shades in the Going Coconuts palette, and I'm just going to put that after I blend out this crease line. I'm going to put this right on top of my crease. So this is basically going to be the transition shade, and when we do blend in that darker brown, it's going to blend in really nicely because this is sitting right under it already. Using a really tiny shader brush, this is really dense and really short, which is going to give me a lot of control on where I'm placing this eyeshadow. Keep it exactly where I put it, and make sure when I blend it out, it won't blow out too far. I'm going to go in with another layer just to deepen it up a little bit because it's barely showing up, but it is just a transition shade. So again, I'm just trying to make sure that the consistency is the same throughout the entire length of the lid. And then when I'm happy with where it's at, I'm going to flip the brush to the side and work on blending out the edges. I would rather use this brush to do this and to blend it out and then pack it down because it's doing all of the things. And when I do blend out the edges with this brush, again, it's going to stay where I want it to stay and not blow out too far. Because I don't want to take the darkness all the way up to the brow bone or just blow it out in this area, because that is not what is happening in the inspiration picture. So I'm pretty happy with how that has blown out. I feel like it is a little bit more pink than the inspiration photo, which is literally just neutrals, browns, not cool tone or warm tone, but this is giving a little bit pink. But we're going to go ahead and go with it. Now I'm going in with the dark brown on the same brush, and I'm literally going to do the exact same thing. I'm also using a really light hand to dab on this dark brown so that I can blend it in as I'm applying it. I've recently been doing that to apply my foundation and my contour and my blush. I've been blending it out on my hand and loading up the brush and then blending it in as I apply it to my face. And I feel like the blend just comes out so much better. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe off the brush with my little brush cleaner Brillo pad. So with a cleaned off brush, I'm going to go ahead and again flip it to the side, and then I'm just going to work on the top edge. I want to make sure that this is blended in with that last shade that we did pack down, but I also want to make sure that it doesn't blow out too far. So I'm literally just going back and forth with a really light hand and just kind of buffing out those edges. Also, if you do want to deep dive on how to blend out your eyeshadow, I just posted a eyeshadow 101 video all about how to blend out your eyeshadow. So definitely check that out on my channel. So I'm pretty happy with this. The top is blended in with the transition shade really nicely, and it is pretty controlled and precise. So that is basically it for the crease. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the lid. So I'm gonna go in with a really tiny concealer brush. I actually got this brush from wish.com back in 2017 or something like that, with a full eyeshadow makeup brush set, which is hilarious. And I still use it. The rest of the brushes, I don't think that they lasted. They did not make it into 2026 with me right now, but this one did. And this is the smallest concealer brush that I have, and I love to use this to cut my creases, and I'm doing a half cut crease or a full cut crease, and she has held up so well. The actual length of it is a little bit definitely well loved, but the actual brush still going pretty strong. To give you a comparison, this is the normal concealer brush that I use to apply concealer or clean up my eyeshadow wing or even carve out my eyebrows, and this is the size difference, so we love her. And if you are looking for eyeshadow brushes, I definitely recommend ColourPop or Morphe for really precise, specific brushes like this that you might not find in a full brush set. So after I've loaded up the brush with my P. Louise base, again, you can use concealer. I'm gonna go ahead and carve out my entire lid. So I'm gonna go ahead and stamp the center of my eye, and then I'm going to open it all the way just to see where the concealer lands so that we know how far to go, because you want to be able to see this cut crease when your eyes are open, especially if you have hooded eyes. And I love a good cut crease because it actually really opens up your eyes and creates the illusion of really big or a good amount of lid space. So I'm gonna go ahead and carve out the lid with a really light hand just to map out where we're going to create this shape. And I'm looking back and forth at this inspiration picture, and I have already changed the shape from what is going on in this photo. But that's okay because I also want this to look good on me as well. And I'm gonna go ahead and wing it out all the way. Good enough. So now I'm going to go back in with some more of that base, and we're basically just going to fill in that negative space. I would recommend, if you are going in with really light colors or vibrant colors, to use a concealer that is much lighter than your skin tone, just so you'll be able to really see the colors on your skin if that is something that you struggle with. I do wish that this shade of eyeshadow base was a little bit lighter, but this is the lightest one that I have. So now that we went ahead and filled in all of that negative space, I'm going to go ahead and just pack this down to make sure that we have a nice even base and nice even canvas for laying down the eyeshadow. If you don't do this part, then the eyeshadow might come out a little bit patchy. I'm also trying to stay away from that top line because I want it to be as sharp as possible. And we are ready for color. So I'm going to go ahead in with another concealer brush. This is a brand new one that I haven't used, not dirty at all. And I'm going to go in with the lightest blue from this palette. The reason that I'm using a concealer brush is to make it easier for me to pack down the eyeshadow and get as close to this line as possible. So I've loaded up the brush and I'm literally just going to stamp this onto the eyeshadow base, and again try to keep that line nice and clean. So this eyeshadow is actually a little bit darker than I thought it was going to be, so I think I'm going to lighten it up by putting some of a whiter shade right on top of it just to lighten it. So I'm not really mixing it together, but I'm just laying a kind of cream shade on top of this to make it look a little bit more of a lighter powder blue, and I think it's working. Another reason why you do not need 100 palettes if you're going for something specific, because you can literally just mix these shades together, and I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and clean off the brush, and I'm going to go in with a darker blue and literally do the same thing towards the outer corner. So I'm just going to stamp that on, and again, be mindful of that top line. And as I get to the part where I have to blend these two together, I'm literally just going to tap and go in a circle, and these are just going to blend together really easily. And then we just fill in the negative space towards the outer corner and towards the wing. You can also use an angled brush to get really close to this line without blurring it, but this brush is working really well for me, so I'm going to stick with this. But again, use what you have. So I've decided that the outer corner is not the shade that I'm going for, so I'm going to go in with the darkest blue in the palette and literally just lay that right on top of this blue, and it should bring it a little bit closer to what I'm going for. And again, I'm just stamping and just patting to make these shades kind of work together. And I think I'm gonna leave the part where we blended the two shades together because it is blended really well, and it is just like another layer of a gradient. I think that's a lot better. I'm still not satisfied. Go back. So we're done with the blue. This is actually looking really cute, and I'm really loving where this is going. So I'm not entirely sure if she is wearing or if she has eyeliner on. I'm gonna go with no. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and leave this like this. I think the thickness in the lashes and by the lash line is probably from her eyelash band, so I'm so okay with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the leftover eyeshadow base from my hand, load up my normal concealer brush, and I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up this outer corner. And we're done. So for the lower lash line, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of dark brown, and I'm gonna put this dark brown right into my lower lash line. And I'm using the concealer brush just to make sure that it doesn't blow out too far, because I personally do not like a really heavy lower lash line, but there is some darkness going on in this inspo pick, so I'm just gonna add a little bit. The last thing I'm gonna do is go in with the transition shade that we used in the beginning and just run that right under it just to blend it out a little bit. And that is basically it. It looks like she's not wearing any liner in her waterline, so this is it. I'm gonna go ahead and add some lashes and mascara to the lower lash line, and I'll be right back. This is the final look. I went ahead and added some lashes, and I did some mascara on the lower lash line as well. I honestly think it came out pretty freaking similar, and I'm pretty proud of this. I also feel like it's pretty wearable. I feel like, yeah, it is blue and this is such a choice, but I actually really like it. I feel like it's not too overpowering or too bold. It is blue still, but I think it's really cute, and I feel like it goes with my eye shape really well. The shape of the cut crease is not exactly the same as the inspo pick. I feel like mine is just a little bit rounder on the inner corner or on the actual lid, but it still looks good. And then when I open my eye, it's not like, oh my god, this is so blue, you're wearing blue eyeshadow. I would recommend that if you do a look like this, or just a cut crease that has a full wing, I would recommend to opt for lashes that flare out at the end. I usually do, but I did want to go with the wispiness and the spikes that her lashes have, so that's why I went with this. This was one that I found that was super similar to that. This one is a little bit more of a rounded doll eyelash from Lily Lashes, but I think it looks pretty similar. Again, I was being super picky because I wanted to match the inspo pick as much as I could for that little comparison shot, but that was my goal. But I still think that these lashes look really good with this eyeshadow look too. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I nailed it. Let me know if you'll be trying this. Again, you can do this eyeshadow technique with any color combination you like, even neutral if you want. So again, I'm super happy with it. Let me know what you think. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and leave a like down below. It really does help me out. If you like content like this, definitely subscribe. Have any other suggestions for any makeup breakdown looks, definitely send them my way. You can DM me on Instagram or TikTok. And thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.